Hello everyone, welcome back to the XFL Fan Zone. Now, it's been a while since I talked to you people, and there's a reason for that. Now, before we had the news of about 24 hours ago, this was the big news from the XFL. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, pretty much silence. You know, it's been quite so long, I had to take this hat and dust it off so I could do this video because there's been no news. And you guys keep telling us, big news, big news, big news coming, big news, kickoff 2022, big news, CFL talks. And we were like, no, please, not the CFL. And for the record, I love the CFL league, I do. But I like it as a different kind of football. I don't want Canadian rules football in the United States, and the Canadians feel the same about their CFL with American rules. I don't blame them. They've been doing it up there like that for over 100 years. We've been doing it our way for a long time. I've been saying, if you try to appease both countries, you're going to piss off both countries. And sure enough, the big news from the XFL is, you got it, a broken promise. We will now be kicking off in 2023 because we really dropped the ball on this one. Yeah, you did. Listen, right now, I don't care about The Rock being the face of the league. All right, I like The Rock. He played for the Miami Hurricanes, my favorite college football team. But there's a reason why he was a wrestler and an actor. And God bless him, he's made a good living. He's lived the American dream. He's the epitome of the American dream and making it big. But on this issue of being a business owner, he sucks. I don't care about Dani Garcia's success as a businesswoman, and I don't care about her genitalia as being a female football owner, because right now, she shares in a lot of blame with The Rock. Now, I understand Redbird Capital we're doing most negotiations. They have the majority of the capital. That's fine. That's good. But the big news was 6-7 months of we couldn't even agree to the business terms of the deal. So imagine us, and I won't mention names, but you know who you XFL fans are. You know I'm in all your groups, you're in my group, we talk all the time. All we heard was, kickoff for 2022, we're going to do it right. They had a simple job. Take the ball that Vince McMahon and Alvaro gave him and just run the ball. The league was growing good. We love the XFL. The TV ratings and the attendance pretty much proves that. You had one simple job. Pick it up where it left off. But no. That was just too simple for you. I don't know if your Eagles over there didn't want to take, well, this is Vince McMahon's league, I want to make my own mark. Well, here's your own mark in the league right now. We have to wait till 2023 because with a league that's going to play football in August, while we have to wait till 2023. The big news from the XFL is a broken promise. That's your big news, as the CFL now continues to play without you. And even though it's going to be a shortened CFL season, I think that's a good thing. I think 18 weeks, if they play that long, for a 9-team league is just way too long. I'm sorry, it is. I think this is going to be, 14 weeks? For a 9-team league, that's okay. It's an improvement. But the CFL fans are going to have football, and they're going to have a Grey Cup in December up in Ontario on the 10th. We get to wait another year of big news coming. Your big news is it's a broken promise, guys. You dropped the ball. Rock, Dani Garcia, Redbird Capital. This is not even Ernest Biner fumbling the ball at the 1-yard line and about to win the game. This is you guys fumbling the ball at your own 1-yard line, and then you have recovered the ball in the end zone for a safety against you guys. Right? You can make the case maybe you lost the fumble in the end zone and you give up a touchdown. Right now I'm willing to give you just a little bit benefit of doubt and you give up a safety. And they couldn't even agree on the business terms of the deal. This is what's coming out now. Now there's a couple of videos out there with more stuff I haven't seen yet, but let's talk about my last video. in my video of why the XFL CFL merger would never work, and it was pretty much business terms. One, as bad as the American dollar is right now, it's still the strongest in the world, as pathetic as that sounds, which means the Canadian dollar is even worse. Two, as bad as you hate the taxes down here in the United States, they're worse up in Canada. So for those two things alone, I told you this thing was never going to work. But I elaborated even more in my video on that. Did they have that whole Canadian allotment work out the deal? Did the Canadians want a certain amount of people playing in the United States on the United States teams? Did they want that thing still to remain up in Canada? We need a certain amount of Canadian players in the league. Because if you did that, that would have been a deal breaker for me right there, without talking about the Canadian dollar and the taxes. Because if you're going to impose the Canadian affirmative action thing, well, then you've told us you're not willing to have the best players. You're not going to have the best players. You're not going to have the best football. So from right then, I don't know what Redbird was doing, talking all these months for all this garbage worth, assuming that was one of the things. We don't know yet. They haven't told us exactly what the business terms were they couldn't agree on, which sounds like all of them. I mean, they didn't even get to the CFL or XFL rules. That's what they told us. They never even discussed the rules of the game. They couldn't even agree on the business terms of the deal. And being that the Canadians don't have Nielsen ratings, they had their own ratings up there, how is the TV deal going to work? Did the Canadian teams want too much money? Because right now, if you look at the Canadian TV deals from the CFL over the years, they're horrible. I mean, they may be a little bit better than what the AAF had. And I'm telling you right now, the only reason why they even get a TV deal is because they play when hockey season's over. So I guess the Sports Network and the Canadian sports networks need something to cover until hockey season starts again in the end of October. And up there, hockey's so big, they're big into it in preseason in September. So that was the other thing. When were they going to play? Because if you try to piece both countries, you're going to piss off everyone. So, what was the plan here? Were you going to play in the middle of the winter during hockey season to piss off the Canadian football fans? Or were you going to play against the NFL and college football to piss off the American fans? No one knows. I discussed this last video also. The business terms of this deal never had a chance. I told you that in my last video, and you people know out there who I talked to, I'm not going to mention names, you know who you are. We knew this was a disaster. Like I said, this isn't even Ernest buying a fumble ball ready to go in for the go-ahead score. This is the XFL fumble ball at the 1 yard line and giving up a safety at least. Sorry, I don't care about The Rock being the face of the league. He screwed up, and since you want to be the face of the league and The Rock, well, be a man and stand up and say you really screwed this one up. I don't care about Danny Garcia's successes in the business world. She, like I said, she's done great for herself. God bless her. She blew this one. And since I guess Redbird Capital was the one with most of the capital, they decided they want to take the lead in negotiations. Well, listen, you blew it too. The three of you should come out here and tell us what happened. Don't do a press release. Tell us what happened. Because no matter what you think of Alvalok and Vince McMahon, they were transparent pretty much from day one what they wanted to do. You guys are big news, big news, big news, big news, big news. Football 2023 because we really messed this one up. Hey, The Rock's the face of the league. No one cares. Nobody cares. And you can bet that the XFL was going to generate most of the TV revenue here in the States. Even if it was like last one where they were going to pay for production costs and get all the advertising revenue, that's fine. You need exposure for this league to work, and we had exposure in XFL 2.0 and even XFL 1.0. But that's the big news. We get to wait another year. I guess I might just put this away. I'm going to collect more dust. I can always dust it later on. So, let's see what we got here. I'll put a New Hampshire hat on. What the heck? I got plenty of time now to worry about the XFL. 19 months now. February 2023 when they promised us 2022. Terrible job by you guys. Sorry, this is on you. We told you what we wanted. We told you what you wanted to do. It was simple. Take the handoff. Run the ball. Run what you have. And you blew it. So, now let's wait to 2023. When you promise us 2022. For all your talk. For all your swagger. For all your money. You blew it. Well, let's not talk about the United States Football League. I was waiting for more news to come out in this league, but just like the XFL news, here is the United States Football League news right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, silence. I mean, when I saw this thing come across my cell phone that the USFL was back, I was like, okay, let me check this out. And I was happy because if you're my age or older, you have great memories of the United States Football League. I was a big New Jersey Generals fan back in the day when Donald Trump owned the team. We had Herschel Walker, Maurice Carthon, Brian Sipe, Doug Flutie in our team. Our rival with the Philadelphia/Baltimore Stars, the Washington Federals. Man, this was good football. There were a lot of good players in this league. Memphis Showboats, the Birmingham Stallions, Denver Gold. We had solid attendance, pretty much top heavy on the teams that were better organized. But the TV ratings were good, and we had pretty much 3 good championship games. But I'm seeing right now that Woods is going to be the owner of the league. And listen, Woods, if you compare him to an average Joe in the country, is a pretty wealthy man. He really is. But Woods, compared to being a football owner, is not a very wealthy man, and that's the way you have to look at it right now. Now, this is not going to be a single owner league like it was with the Spring Football League. I guess he's looking to bring in 8 guys who will own individual teams. Okay, he's going to have to because he doesn't have the capital to do it. And even though Fox Network is on board with the USFL, which I'm happy about because they have a main TV deal, they're still a minority partner. And it's not like they're a 49.9% minority owner. I think, what are they, like, something like 20%? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. That's not a lot of money. I mean, granted, I'm glad Fox is going to be covering the league, but I hope Woods has a list of 8 wealthy owners who are willing to own 8 separate franchises. Because otherwise this league is not going to work. And the last thing we want is another AAF coming in February of 2022. And being I have great memories of the United States Football League, I don't want this to go the way the AAF did because it will leave a damper on it. Now, let's assume they go with 8 teams. If I had my choice of 8 teams, and they said, you got to understand the business lingo, where they say that they're going to use the team uniforms and logos from the old league. Nothing about cities. So stay tuned. But if I had to pick 4 cities on the East Coast and 4 on the West Coast, I am going with Houston, Gamblers, the San Antonio Gunslingers, the Oakland Invaders, and the Denver Gold. And if you want a 5-team league, I would go with the Portland Breakers. On the East Coast, I'm going with the New Jersey Generals. I am going with the Philadelphia Baltimore Stars. I am going with the Tampa Bay Bandits and the Birmingham Stallions. And if you want a 5th team on the coast, I'm going either the Pittsburgh Maulers or the Memphis Showboats. Just my opinion. We'll see how this turns out. I'm very cautiously watching. I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I'm cautiously watching what's going to happen with the USFL because what we had with the big USFL news was a press release, not even a press conference. I tried looking for a press conference. I thought, hey, is it me? Am I using a bad search engine or something? I tried for the first 2 days and not see anything. I gotta admit, I have not looked since those first 2 days. It's like, okay, here we go again. We'll see how this turns out. Either way, USFL, you have a golden opportunity since the XFL can't get their stuff together. It's on you now. hopefully you can make a good first impression. And I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to need a full mini camp or full training camp, an exhibition game, even if it's not televised, to get these guys ready for football in February of 2022. Because if you come out like XFL 1.0, you'll be gone pretty fast. If you come out like XFL 2.0, you may have a chance, and you may put the heat on the XFL. The best case scenario for us maybe is if the USFL and the XFL do merge. I don't know, or maybe the XFL should have just bought the USFL from the get-go, or bought the AAF from the get-go, because we could have had some pretty good rivalries off the bat. I mean, I think the San Antonio Commanders would have made a good rival for the Dallas Renegades, and the Houston Roughnecks. I think the San Diego Fleet would have been a good rival for the LA Wildcats. I think the Memphis, the Memphis Express would have been a good rival. And the Orlando Apollos would have been a good rival I'm trying to remember, the Tampa Bay Vipers. You could have had something down there. I mean, listen, it is what it is, folks. So now let's wait and see of the big USFL news, which hopefully comes soon, because, you know, if they say February 2022, let's see, so 6 months from now is January, so we have 7 months to put together a league, hire coaches, get owners, draft players, get a TV deal, get leases, a full mini camp, full training camp, and an exhibition game so we can have a good showing in February. Woods, hopefully you can do the job that Dick Ebersol Jr. failed to do. Like I said, I'm cautiously hoping this works out. Maybe cautiously optimistic. I'm just cautiously watching how this is going to go. Either way, at least you're ahead of the XFL, because right now the XFL has given us a broken promise. That's the big news from the XFL. Don't let The Rock, Danny Garcia, and Redbird Capital tell you any different. They fumble the ball on their own 1 yard line, and they give the other team a safety. They gave the United States Football League a 2-point safety. So there you go, USFL. You have 2 points on the board now. If I were you, I would use them to your advantage, because if you flop, then we're going to have to wait for the XFL 3.0 in 2023. Personally, I'm hoping I get the New Jersey Generals and the New York Guardians back in both leagues. If I had it my way, I would have the New Jersey Generals play in Red Bull Arena, and I would have the New York Guardians play in New York City in Yankee Stadium. That's just my thing. I mean, I know you've heard me say the Guardians need to play in Red Bull Arena, but if you bring the New Jersey Generals back, you really want to share an arena with the New Jersey Generals? Again, everything is wait and see, wait and see. Big news coming, big news coming. Well, we saw the big news from the XFL. Until 2023. The big news from the CFL is we're playing football in August, so at least their fans get that football. And the USFL is pretty much following the lead of the XFL. Stay tuned. Folks, you let me know what you think. I can't help to think that that Canadian rule of a certain amount of players was a deal breaker, along with the other financial things I talked about. The Canadian dollar, the Canadian taxes compared to the American system, the TV deals, the dwindling attendance in the CFL on the East Coast teams where the big markets are, and which fan base were you going to piss off? Were you going to play during the winter and piss off the Canadians during hockey season, or are you going to piss off the Americans playing against the NFL and the college football season? Either way, this was a bad deal in the making, and everyone knows it. God bless you all. Keep the faith, whatever faith we have left, and we'll talk to you later, everyone.